They can run the ball. I mean, that could become a strength of theirs, especially behind the big left tackle, Crosby.
Jalen Red coming in motion, but they'll give it inside, and nothing doing in there as Ben Wise hit before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
If you love middle linebacker play, you're going to love 38 in blue. Vander Esch has done it all year. He's the player of the year in the conference. Watch how quick he reads this. And the linemen don't have a chance to climb to that second level. You saw the center, Hansen. He wanted to get up there, but he couldn't.
Herbert got company in the backfield, and Dustin just has to throw it away. Vander Esch was providing the pressure as well.
6'4", 240 pounds. Mountain West Conference player, the defensive player of the year. He's the MVP in the championship game. They blitzed him as well. That time he got after Herbert, forced him to throw the football. You don't necessarily have the really big target. A lot of speedy, shifty guys at receiver. Certainly guys who can run, including that guy in the backfield. And Tony Brooks-James didn't hold on to it. The ball's loose. Let's see if they're going to call it a catch and say he never held on to it. The officials are saying fumble and giving Boise the ball, but I'm sure they'll look at it again. You know who was in the middle of it. Leighton Vander Esch was the guy. Smart thing for the officials. Allowed it to be a catch, and it could be considered a fumble. They can always review it. And there's Vander Esch. Again, that big middle linebacker in space against the quickest Oregon running back.
Andy Avalos, the defensive coordinator for Boise State. Had a spectacular first half. Herbert, there's another big hit on the quarterback. Nobody open. Pressure coming. Leighton Vander Esch again.
And, you know, they try to block him. This gives you an idea of his athletic ability, is watch how he's able to get in and go over top of the back who steps up. The back does a nice job of stepping up right there, submarines him, but instead of him just accepting that and using his hands, look at the athletic ability. Up and over him, and then comes up with a sack. They use formations. The spread defense is all the way from sideline to sideline, and when you do that, you create openings in the running game.
Backfield, down, hit for a loss. Vander Esch again, and that's just like the first drive of the game.
Absolutely. That's the theory. That's the theory, is you create these running lanes, but to be able to do that, you've got to win the line of scrimmage. You've got to be able to run the football, and when you're not able to control the line of scrimmage and you're letting the linebacker, who's a great player, Vander Esch, get into that backfield, you're just not going to be able to execute.
If they don't change something, it could be 3 straight.
Worthman on 3rd and 4. Here's a toss, and it is a toss. Williams to the air downfield. It is bobbled and intercepted by Boise State. On the deflection, it's hauled in by Vander Esch. So Williams tosses it, and it's picked off by the Broncos with 2:21 left in the half. What a response by Leighton Vander Esch.
Well, Williams knows his ball, but it's late. And because there's so much arc on it, it allows Leighton Vander Esch to close the gap and make a play on the football. Nice job there by Kakoa Nawahine to make a play on the ball when it's right there. And great hustle that time by 38 Vander Esch. Evens the ledger on the turnover margin, which is something and the exact thing that Boise needed to happen.
Jelinski, pocket collapses. Jelinski trying to get away, shucks it up, and the ruling from Terry Leighton is he was down in the grasp of Leighton Vander Esch.
That's an inexperienced quarterback. You can't take a sack back there and retreat like that. You've got to get rid of the football. They've lost, what, about 15, 20 yards on that? At least? 20 yards. I mean, that takes them out of being in scoring position. That's a mistake you can't make.
That will be Powell's career high. Here comes the pressure. Ball is out and recovered by Washington State. Leighton Vander Esch with nearly a game-altering sack.
Protection. You have to protect the quarterback. They misjudged this. They did not anticipate the blitz. They didn't have anyone to help. The back slides out, and all of a sudden you got a big shot. That is the 5th sack of a Washington State quarterback tonight.
B.J. Salmonson dove on it.
So 4th and a yard. McCorley's going to get it again. He has the first down and more. He is tough to bring down to the 40-yard line. And the ball came out. I didn't hear a whistle last weekend. What do you think?
That ball's moving.
I think it's coming out.
Yeah, that's the best defender for Boise State.
The previous play is under further review.
That's Leighton Vander Esch. He's the...
Now that angle, I thought from the other side it looked like the ball was starting to move. From this angle, that knee touches, and we'll see if we can detect whether the ball is beginning to come out or not.
Yeah, it's out.
I think it is.
Yeah, and Vander Esch is such an absolute stud, man. He's one of these kids that you just root for. Played 8-man football. And when you come out to the Pacific Northwest, you have high schools like Salmon River High School.
Yeah.
Out in the country here in Idaho.
Jordan kept it rather, and the spin move to break a tackle. Ramel Jordan, I don't know. I don't think he got there.
And that Vander Esch can fly.
That was a great tackle. It's going to be 4th and about a foot. And in this part of the field, they're not going to go for it. New Mexico's going to punt.
Yeah, and I think the conversation on the sideline is 3rd and 1. And I like the spin cycle maybe on 1st or 2nd, but 3rd and 1, you just got to get pads down. Because you spin cycle against Vander Esch in the pursuit of these Broncos, you're going down. They are just too rangy and too fast out to the perimeter.
You still got time, though. There's a lot of time left in this game. Different look out of the backfield. They're going to pitch it back to Gerhardt, who will be hit as he throws the balls up in the air, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Leighton Vander Esch. The hit, the ball up for grabs, and the turnover.
Funky formation, you're right. Flea flicker, you're trying to confuse Boise. They're not. The senior Perez has the contact on the quarterback. And eventually, just the inexperience is going to show. I mean, there is just no way a third stringer who's just not gotten much of this work, if any at all, is going to make all the right decisions in the most critical moments. Perez with the blast, and who else? Vander Esch. Been all over the field.
Stuffed. Excellent penetration by the defensive player of the year, Leighton Vander Esch.
Man, Leighton Vander Esch flying downhill. He's up in the gap, and he's just going to shoot the gap. Make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he fights through a block. Lineman. The screen was set up. Scott had room out in front, but Moa with great effort.
McMarion picked off! Intercepted! And guess who? The Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year seals a championship for the Broncos.
Intercepted, Leighton Vander Esch.
What a night for Leighton Vander Esch. I've said it tonight, he's a tackling machine. And now he comes up with the biggest play of his career. Likely a game-clinching interception. Vander Esch is going to drop in zone coverage, and he's going to read the quarterback's eyes. Gets to his point, get him read the quarterback's eyes, steps in front of the pass, makes an outstanding play to lock up this conference championship for Boise State.
Quickly to the line. Body again. And body. Ball's loose. Ball's loose. Boise State thinks they have it.
And they do.
And they do. Officials, no signal. Broncos say they've got it. Ball game. Boise State wins it in overtime. Unbelievable. And a defensive play ends what was an offensive smorgasbord of a night. There's the hit and the recovery.